it is Britt here. I'm going to be answering all your questions about the detox that we are going to be doing tomorrow for our last day of the 7-day kickstart. I am so excited. This is one of... We actually do this in our total body transformation program. We do 2 days, which is why this is called the 2-day detox. So you guys are actually getting something that we do in our total body transformation program. So, but we're only going to do it for 1 day. So now with the 1-day detox is a fruit and vegetable detox that we're going to be doing. And if you've already gone ahead and printed out the booklet that's on the membership site, if you go to the, if you're in the membership area, you're going to see it at the very bottom of the welcome page. And then there's also like a tab that says 1-day detox. And you can also print it off right from there, okay? And if you haven't printed it off yet, it's totally okay. I'm going to be sending it out in an email this morning as well, so you can just grab it right out of your email, okay? So we're going to go through and because we often get a lot of questions about our detox, so I want to make sure that I can answer all of them for you. So when you hop on here, just say hi in the comments. And we're going to get started, or maybe you guys got to sleep in today, but I am here to support you ladies. So let's get started and discuss the detox, okay? So the point of the detox is to help boost your metabolism and improve your immune system. Now, there are many different types of detoxes, okay? And what is most important is that we understand that there's 2 parts to a detox. There's phase 1 and phase 2. Now, a lot of detoxes on the market that you buy like in a package and stuff, they only actually help with phase 1. So this is why typically a lot of people end up getting like sick from doing detoxes, is because what happens, like let's think of it like this, okay? When you do a detox, typically what happens is it's kind of like if you are in your house cleaning, like let's say you're like doing spring cleaning and you're cleaning out your closet, and phase 1 is like you clean out your closet but you leave the junk, you put all your stuff out at the curb, okay? So like technically it's still on your property. But then phase 2 is when the garbage truck comes and picks it up and takes it away. So that's kind of the easiest way to explain phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. So what happens typically in detoxes that we buy like in a box pack and stuff, they only do phase 1. So we're not doing a super hard detox by any means. We are doing one of the most natural detoxes you can do, okay? So you don't really need to buy any additional supplements or anything like this. Now let's go over the rules, okay? So first rule is as soon as you cheat, you need to start over. So what I mean by that is if you are doing the detox and you have something that's not technically on the list, then you have to start over. So let's say tomorrow you're doing the detox and at 1 p.m. you end up eating something that you realize, oh no, it's not on the list, then essentially your detox is going to last until 1 p.m. the next day, okay? Now you really want to make sure that you're drinking enough water during the detox, because otherwise, because of all of the food that you're going to be eating, you're going to get really bloated, especially with carbohydrates, because they have a lot of fiber in them. So for most people, this is a lot of fiber that you're going to be eating. That's not the norm for you. So in order to make sure that you don't get super bloated, you want to make sure that you drink at least 3 liters of water, okay? Rule 3, if it doesn't grow in the ground, do not eat it. So if you're wondering, should I eat this? Ask yourself, does it grow in the ground? So for example, apples. Apples grow on a tree that grows in the ground. So that is a very easy way to know that apples are okay. Now if you had something like, let's say, chicken. Chicken doesn't really grow on the ground. So that is like one of the fail-safe ways to know what you can and can't eat, okay? For example, like, can you guys see that there? Rosemary. Rosemary, and then there's some herbs here. So we've got some basil over here. So all of those grow in the ground. So if you wanted to like add rosemary or basil or thyme to any of your foods, then you definitely could do that, okay? Now, we have included like a sample meal plan or a sample plan for the day because a lot of people are like unsure what to eat. So you can substitute anything on that plan for something else, okay? So for example, if you see like strawberries, you can substitute that for another type of strawberries. Now, you can have one black coffee in the morning because coffee actually helps. Sorry, I'm just trying to hold my phone up here, but I trained arms yesterday, so my arms are really sore, and I'm trying to hold my phone up. I'm like, it's slowly dropping down here, ladies. Sorry, back to where we were. You can have one black coffee in the morning, and you can, now there's no limit of the amount of fruit and vegetables and water you can have, okay? So if you want to have like more than the recommended 3 liters of water, you definitely can. Now, if you're somebody that already knows there's foods that cause you bloating, so for example, if you're somebody that knows that like onions cause you bloating, then just don't eat them because like you're on a detox, you don't want to have the foods that cause you bloating. Like for me, onions really bother my stomach, so I just wouldn't be having onions on the detox, okay? I'm like kind of blinded because it's so beautiful out today, guys. So nice out. Up next, you're going to want to drink drink 3 cups of chicken or vegetable broth for the day. So you can have one at each meal. And the benefits of the chicken or the vegetable broth is that, and make sure it's like actual from like real chicken and it's not just like a fake chicken flavor. So typically organic chicken broth is the best kind, and there's one called Imagine, like that's a brand name. They have a really good chicken broth, and they're like at all the Loblaws and everything, and they're really good because they have a lot of vitamins and minerals that are coming from the chicken bones themselves that have been soaked and turned into broth, okay? If you don't eat meat, that's totally okay. You can also do the same with vegetable broth, okay? Now, the next one is where a lot of people get stuck on, and then they don't end up doing the detox at all, okay? So I want to point out, if there's something in here that you feel that you can't do, and you're considering just not doing the detox at all because you can't do it, which is usually what we get for the next one here, I urge you to do the detox, but to... for example, the next one is to drink 4 ounces of kombucha per day. So the reason for this is it's really, really good for people who have digestive or bowel movement issues. So if you're somebody that you're like, I don't know about kombucha, I've never had it before, I don't even know where to buy it, like, oh my god, Britt, this is way too stressful, because this is usually what happens when we do the 7-day kickstart. People get a little overwhelmed with not just the detox, but the fact of the kombucha. So you can definitely still do the detox without kombucha. You don't need to have it, okay? It's just another benefit because it is very helpful for people that have digestive issues, because it has because it's a fermented food, so it has probiotics in it that help heal your gut. So it's similar to taking a probiotic. It's not the same because there's different strands of pre and probiotics. So it's not the exact same, but for the gist of it, you're going to get the same benefit. Now, and you can continue drinking kombucha all the time. I have it every single day. I usually have a little bit with each meal, okay? Now, we're going to talk about what each meal needs to contain. So first off, you want to have a natural source of fat. So that could be olive oil, it could be avocado, it could be chia seeds, it could be flax seeds. You also want to have 1 serving of green vegetables, okay? So your total daily intake must add up to at least 3 cups. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't normally eat vegetables, this is a really great opportunity to get a huge huge boost of nutrients on Sunday, okay? So I really urge you to look at this especially because we're going into fall. A lot of people are going to get their immune systems, if they go back to work or their kids go back to school, we tend to pick up more germs because we have less vitamin D in the fall. Maybe not this fall because we've had a ton of really great weather, but we don't have as much vitamin D, so we're more likely to pick up germs and more likely to get sick in the fall. So really use this as an opportunity to help boost your immune system, okay? So if you're somebody that doesn't normally eat green vegetables, you can definitely, you could blend them, like you could put them in a smoothie. And for example, like I love putting spinach in my smoothies because you really can't even taste it. You could do like a spinach salad, like there's tons of options, okay? Next, you want to make sure that you have a fruit as well. So daily, your intake must add up to 3 cups in total. So again, any kind of fruit, ideally, okay, if you're asking for ideally, you want to stick with fruit that's really bright in color and thin in peel. And the same goes with the vegetables. The reason being that foods that are bright in color and thin in peel have higher antioxidant levels than foods that are kind of like a muted color, like a yellow or like a white color. So they have more antioxidants that help free radicals in your body, okay? And each meal you should have roughly 1 liter of water. So we always get a couple of frequently asked questions, and we've actually included them in the printable so that you guys can see kind of some of the general questions that we normally get, okay? So first off, the yeses on the list are fruits of any kind, vegetables, water. You can have all the green tea you want, chicken or vegetable broth, and kombucha. So either homemade or approved from one of the Aspire coaches. So that'd be myself, Jen, or Julie. And then an easy no way to look at. So yes, think of those things. Anything outside of those yeses are no's. So the no's would be meat, dairy, eggs, any type of additives or artificial flavors or colors, added sugar. So your regular fruit is okay, but you wouldn't be able to do like jam, for example, okay? So no processed foods, no nuts, no seeds, no beans, no legumes, no lentils, no oats, no quinoa, no rice, and no other grain products, okay? And the reason being is that we're really trying to focus on getting a huge immune boost, and this is a detox. So it's not a recommendation for everyday life. It is just for one day, just for the detox, okay? So moving on to frequently asked questions. So again, we usually get a question about like, can I have oats or steel cut oats? And that's a no. So just fruits and vegetables. Can we have nuts as a source of fat, since you can have flax and chia seeds? Now, this is a really great question because the flax and chia, you're kind of like, well, that doesn't make sense. If I can have one of those, why couldn't I have nuts? So that's a great question. So the difference is that flax seeds actually contain lignans that help your body detoxify estrogens. So these are something that is actually like inside the flaxseed itself. So if you're going to buy flax, you want to buy whole flax and grind it so you get the benefit of the fiber and the lignin that's actually in the shell, okay? So the reason with the nuts is that not only are they not just a fat, but they're also a carbohydrate as well. But a lot of people actually have a hard time digesting nuts. So we really want to make sure that we are focusing on making our digestive system work the best over the couple days, or the day, sorry. So that kind of goes that nut butters are also a no. Now, we also get the question like, I have to work on Sunday. Can I still do it? And absolutely, you definitely can. We typically recommend doing it on your, like on a day off, but you can definitely do it on a regular day at work. And the reason being is that we when you're at home, you can control more things, but for some people, they find that they actually have more control when they're at work. So if you're somebody that you find that you don't snack as much when you're at work, then definitely you could do it on like a work day. You don't not have to. You can do it on a day off. The other reason why we suggest doing it on a day off is that some people tend to get like a headache just because it's so much, it's such a great amount of fruits and vegetables that their body's not used to, that they do kind of get like a detox brain, where they might get a headache, they might get sluggish. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone. We usually see a couple ladies that are doing the detox that have this issue, okay? And if you're one of those people that does get a headache, it's just really important to continue to drink water, because as you drink more water, the quicker you're gonna flush that out of your system, okay? So remember how we talked about like the garbage being brought to the street? Think of the water as the garbage truck that's picking it up, okay? We want to get, because right now all of those like toxins and stuff are kind of like sitting dormant in your body's fat cells. So our fat actually holds toxins. So we want to pull them out, but we also want to pull them out of the body. So that's why we're doing a really high nutrient dense detox. So let me pull my computer back up here. I'm like blinded by the light because it's so nice out today. Okay, let me scroll down here. So up next is the sample meal plan, okay? So like I said, it's totally just a suggestion. You don't have to follow it, but we put it in there. And I know that I always say that we don't do meal plans, but for the detox, it's one day, and we wanted to give you something because a lot of people are like, I have no idea what to eat for that day. So we've made a rough sample for you guys to get some ideas, okay? So first off, for breakfast, we have a smoothie. So with that, you've got some ground flax seeds, some strawberries or blueberries, a banana, some spinach, some water, some ice, and then you blend it all up. And it's super, super delicious. Some of you might be like, that doesn't sound very good, but it's actually really good. And I love it because it has so much like flavor to it. So lunch, you can do a salad. That's what we've done. And we've also done some sweet potato, so you don't get like a low carb headache. And then we also have a Granny Smith apple. And then we also have some apple cider vinegar and some chia seeds. So again, super delicious, super high in nutrients, and really quick to make. Like that's the other thing, ladies, that these first two things are really, really quick to make. Now, the sweet potato, I just noticed that we didn't mention in here that it should be baked. So you can definitely, you could cook it in your toaster oven, or you could boil it, or if you wanted to, you could microwave it, but I always prefer the oven because I find it tastes way better. And then last, for dinner, we have a baked butternut squash and pineapple. So this one, ladies, is unreal. It is so tasty. So it does take a little bit more time, but all you have to do is you put your whole butternut squash in the oven, cook it for about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how big it is. Like if it's a really big butternut squash, then it's going to take a little bit longer. But if you get one that is, I'd say, you'd look at it, if you're like, oh yeah, that's probably about 3 cups, then you're looking about 30 to 45 minutes. A good way of measurement is for every like cup size it is, add 10 minutes. So if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that probably looks like 5 cups of butternut squash, then it's going to take about 50 minutes. You definitely could speed up the process by cutting it up. Definitely, if you're somebody that's like in a pinch for time, you could cut it up into almost like chunks, and it'll definitely speed up the time, okay? But for me, I get really lazy. I just throw it in the oven and then I go do other stuff, and then when I come back, it's done. So it's very convenient that way. And it's very easy. You dice up the butternut or the pineapple, and you place it with the butternut squash when there's 10 minutes left. You sprinkle with some cinnamon, some ginger, some sea salt, and it's really, really tasty. And then you also get a side of steamed asparagus. Now, you could totally do the blinded there, ladies. You could totally do the asparagus. Like if you wanted to grill it in the oven, you could definitely do that too. And if you don't have a steamer, you can do it that way, okay? Or if you wanted to add a different type of vegetable in there, if you're somebody that likes broccoli or you're somebody that likes cauliflower, you could definitely add that in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for questions. I see a couple of you on right now, and I don't know if you can actually see me because it is so bright out. But I'll open it up. I see Karina. Karina, do you have any questions, girl? And we've got Lisa, Angela, Kim, Lil, Rhonda. Hello, ladies. Welcome. And I'm just going to hop open my computer here. And what was I going to look for? I don't remember. Okay, ladies. Well, I think that is it for our questions. Hopefully I went over everything. Like I said, I'm going to be emailing this out so that you ladies can, that didn't watch the live can tune in. And if you have any questions at all, definitely post them in the group. And remember what I said about the kombucha. If you don't have access to kombucha, don't not do the kick or the detox because you don't have kombucha, because you can still do it. We actually used to do the detox without the kombucha until I found kombucha and I learned about it and I fell in love with it. And people still saw amazing results. So you can definitely do it without the kombucha, but don't get stuck on that little thing, okay? And then we're really excited to see your results on Monday. Ladies, it's going to be awesome. We already have some ladies that have been messaging us that have said like they're down 3 pounds and they're feeling better and they have more energy, and we are super pumped. And Kim, hi girl. Kim says, love this detox. Kim and I used to work together. Man, it sounds like a really long time ago now. But I think back in like 2013 or 2014. So kind of like right when I was getting into like fitness competitions and stuff like that. So that was a long time ago. But Kim, I'm so glad you enjoyed the detox. I'm going to have to message you and see how you are enjoying the 7-day kickstart. And ladies, we are so excited for you guys to do this detox. We always have people feeling amazing after they do it. So if you have any questions at all, we'll be on tomorrow to support you guys. So feel free to take pictures of your food, post them in the group, and we are cheering for each and every one of you guys, okay? So I'm going to let you go. Have an amazing Saturday. And if you haven't got caught up on your workouts today, use today as an opportunity to get caught up. Don't tell yourself you can't do this because you have all day today. And if you can't do it today, then you can do it tomorrow, okay? That is the benefit of the flexibility of our programs. They're not set in stone, and we know that you ladies are busy. We get that. So definitely take today or tomorrow to get caught up. Like, for example, we have some clients that are really busy during the week, and they just can't commit to doing 3 workouts during the week. So, ladies, they do 1 workout during the week, and they do a workout on Saturday and Sunday. Like, how come nobody else has ever thought of that, right? It's a genius idea. Set yourself up for success. This is what we've been really trying to hit hard with you ladies over the last week, okay? Too many of us set ourselves up for failure and then we beat ourselves up. And the problem with that is that we think that there's something fundamentally wrong with us. And that's not the problem, ladies. The problem is that we have just had the wrong recipe. So I'm going to tell you guys something. So one of my goals this year was to read 12 books, okay? So as most people break down goals, most people hear like, oh, SMART goals, right? So they think, okay, SMART goals, is it realistic? Yeah, it's realistic. Is it attainable? Yeah, it's attainable. Is it timely? Well, really, it's only one book a month, right? When you think most books average 200 pages, so it's 50 pages a week. So that means I have to read roughly like 7 pages a day. When you think 7 pages, that's not a lot. And I'm a pretty fast reader, so that would take me about 5 to 7 minutes a day. So logically, it sounds totally doable, right? Logically, it sounds totally doable. So we are now going into October. Guess how many books I've read, ladies? I have this problem where I start books and then they reference another book and then they reference it a couple times and I get really excited. So I buy the other book. I stop reading that book. So I think this year, I'll have to look back. I think I've read one full book. I've read 2 books about halfway, but I'm nowhere near 10 or 9 books for October, right? So I could look at this in 2 different ways. One way that most people look at is like, you're thinking, I'm a loser, like I set up this easy goal, how am I not achieving it? Like 7 pages a day, Britt, come on, like who can't do that, right? So it's very easy to throw ourselves under the bus and feel like we're a failure. Now, I want you to look at this in a different way, the way that I look at it and the way that we recommend our clients look at stuff. So instead of feeling like I'm a loser because I'm nowhere close to my goal, I realize that this is simply not the right recipe for my success. And it would be foolish of me to keep trying to do something that I know doesn't work, right? So what does that mean? It means I just need to find a different recipe. So what I look at is my current habits. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love podcasts, and I will spend 3 to 4 hours a week listening to podcasts while I clean, while I do laundry, on my drive to the gym, anytime that I don't need to be actually working, that I need to do like house stuff, I listen to podcasts. So I thought to myself, that's a habit that I already have. What if I start listening to audiobooks? Then I could easily crush, because most books are about 5 to 6 hours on an audiobook if you have it as a regular play. And ladies, guess what? I listened to a whole book yesterday. So guess how quickly I'm going to get caught up to my year goal? Yeah! Okay, so ladies, are you picking up what I'm laying down here? If you have failed in the past, it doesn't mean you are a failure. It simply means you've been trying to use the wrong recipe to success. Think, if somebody gave you a recipe for chocolate cake and you made that cake and it was absolute garbage, would you think you're a bad baker? And would you continue to make that horrible chocolate cake recipe? Heck no. You would find another recipe. Maybe you would even go on the Martha Stewart website and grab her recipe. And if Martha Stewart gave you the best recipe for chocolate cake, you're going to be damn sure you're going to make a delicious chocolate cake, right? So, and you are still the exact same person. It's just you had a different recipe. So when it comes to our goals, we need to stop doing the things that haven't worked in the past and feeling that we are a failure because they're not working. Because it's simply the wrong recipe we are using for success. So we need to find you ladies another recipe, okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are grateful for each and every one of you that are taking the opportunity to do the 7-day kickstart. Again, our whole team will be on tomorrow to support you. Feel free to send us messages if you have any questions at all. And we are so excited to see your results on Monday. Have an amazing weekend, ladies, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.